Okay, I'm back with Arecibo Wow2, revised properties of the Wow signal from Archival Ohio SETI Data by Abel Mendez and other authors. And here's I printed out the first 2 pages, and here's the abstract which summarizes what they found. The Wow signal detected in 1977 by the Ohio State University SETI project remains one of the most intriguing unexplained radio transients. The most recent significant revision of its properties took place in the late 1900s. However, further advances were limited by readily available data from this event. Here we retrieved and analyzed decades of previously unpublished Ohio SETI observations, enabling the most comprehensive reevaluation of the properties of the Wow signal to date with modern methods. Our results reveal significant revisions to its parameters that may help explain why its source has been so difficult to identify. And they listed a few of the changes, and then they said our analysis provides additional support for the hypothesis that the Wow signal most likely had an astrophysical origin rather than being attributed to radio interference. In particular, we confirm that small, cold H1 clouds can produce narrowband signals similar to its detection, which might suggest a common origin. These findings provide the most precise constraints to date of the location, intensity, and frequency of the Wow signal and offer a new path to identify its origin. And I'm going to read a little bit of the introduction. The Ohio State University Big Ear Radio Observatory engaged in a project to search for extraterrestrial intelligence, SETI, from December 1973 until its termination in December 1997. On August 15, 1977, they detected a brief yet intense narrowband radio signal exhibiting attributes expected of a technological transmission originating from outer space. This signal, recorded at a frequency near the hydrogen line, 1420 megahertz, was famously named the Wow signal due to astronomer Jerry Amon's annotation of Wow on the data printout. Today it remains an enigmatic and compelling phenomenon in the field of SETI. The signature has not been observed again despite extensive subsequent observations. And this right here is what they reported in this new paper called Wow2. And it was detected twice, which is typically what you want for their telescope. The first one up here, it has negatives all over it. That was the first detection. It was -2, -2, -3, -3, and -2. Then the next one here gets interrupted by 2 lines that the computer printout reported this signal. It was strong enough to report, I guess. And so the lines that give the date, 17 January 1978, and then they also give what's called the LO frequency of 119.723, and that's what calibrates all these columns, what the frequency of all these columns are, so they know what the frequency is. And so the positive signal was 246552. And in order to figure out how strong it is, they need to figure out what the ones mean. How strong is a 1 in all of this background information. And then whatever the 1 is, multiply it by 6, and that would be how strong the 6 is. And they did that for the wow signal itself. And I'm going to look at that here. And so here it goes, the signal strength. And, okay, well that was the 30.5 measured in the background of 1. Okay, then the flux density, originally it was either 54 or 212, and they were able to figure out what the 1 was. It was about 8.5, and so their new flux calculations shows the wow signal is 256. And here we go. So here's again my printout of the wow signal, and that was this 6EQUJ5, and so the U was 30. So they figured out the flux density by figuring out what these ones were, and then multiplying that by 30. And we're going to end with a first wow signal joke. Okay, why did the alien cross the wow signal? To get to the other side lobe, so he could be a number 10 alien on the lobe scale. Okay.